Good morning. It's another beautiful day. Today I'm gonna do something I should have done a long time ago. First I'm gonna put on some clothes. Oh, it hurts. Well, that took about 25 years off my perceived age. Not too bad. Minimal bleeding, no pain, no gain. I think I'm ready for some coconuts. I hate shaving so bad. Alright, so we rescued 10 little ducklings 3-4 months ago. They showed up at Anna's father's business just out of nowhere. They had no parents. He waited a few days to see if the parents would show up. They did not, so he told us about them. We told him to bring them back here. We cared for them, got them all their nutrient ratios, did a lot of research, found out what they needed. Sadly, they died one by one every day until there was 2 left. It was really sad. They were adorable. It was like the saddest thing ever. Nothing we could do. We thought we were doing everything we could. We were doing everything we could, and we took them to the vet, and they said that yeah, they just malnourished. They didn't have food for God knows how long. They had no parents to help them out. They were just scared, huddled in a little ball over at Anna's father's business for days, and they would hardly eat anything. So they're wildly malnourished to the point of no return for most of them. But by the end of a few weeks, we had 2 left, and they seemed to be doing all right. One was way bigger than the other, so naturally one was little guy and one was big guy, and they grew up together. Anna fell in love with them. I fell in love with them too, but not as much as Anna did.
What?
Little guy and big guy?
They were actually girls, but we kept calling them guys, and even though we found out they were girls. It doesn't matter.
Where are you going, babe?
To yoga.
Alright, have fun.
Thank you.
Basically, yeah, they grew up together. They were inseparable. Anna was basically inseparable from them. I was less inseparable for a few reasons. I had to work, but mostly because I knew one day they were going to fly away. The vet said they were going to fly away. They're wild animals, although they were slightly domesticated because we took care of them. They're still wild animals, and they were one day going to just take off. They have too much of an instinct to migrate, to fly and be free. They're birds. If they have an open sky, they have wings, they're just gonna go one day. So they grew up together. We went away for about 3 weeks to Peru, to Machu Picchu, and to the Inca Fruit Festival, which was awesome, and we had our friends take care of them, and we came back 3 weeks later. They went from little babies to basically grown adults in those 3 weeks. They looked completely different, had completely different feathers. It was pretty awesome. Yeah, at this point they were flapping their wings, jumping up in the air a little bit, almost trying to fly, getting ready to fly. And one day, big guy just flew in a big circle around the pool, came back, and every day he'd fly a little bit more and fly a little bit more, and then little guy started flapping his wings and jumping up and getting a little bit of air, just figuring out what it is, you know? I really wonder if they know that one day they'll be able to just fly, take off. It's pretty cool to watch. They actually started flying a little bit before they started getting in the water. They were a little scared of the water. I remember when they were ducklings, we took them into the bathtub and put them in, and they were very afraid of it. So maybe that's why they were afraid of it. Maybe something happened to their parents, and I don't know. Who knows? Ducks that were afraid of water. And the moment they got in this pool, they were afraid and they jumped back out. The next day they were in here and they were diving, and they turned into water birds, you know? They're finding themselves. And it was beautiful to watch. These animals are awesome. And then all of a sudden, little guys started to fly around. And then all of a sudden, one evening, they just took off. Took off right over this side of the roof. Just left. and they started flying around for about 2 or 3 minutes in circles around the house, and then they came back, and then they'd do that twice a day, and then they'd go out for longer, and they'd be out for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. At this point, Anna was just, I mean, she was always enamored by them. They were like sleeping on her chest. She would just go lay down, and they would lay on her chest and sleep there, and they would nibble at our faces and try to eat my beard. I think they would try to preen, you know, like what they do to their feathers. They would try to preen my beard and our hair, and they're adorable little guys, and they pooped everywhere, and they didn't smell great, but they were awesome, and we missed them. So one day we were out shopping, we came back, and they were just gone. And they had left hours earlier, and they were never gone for so long, and they never came back. And a part of me is like, that's really sad, and a part of me is like, that's really awesome that they're free and they're doing their thing, and we raise them in a way that is not going to keep them too dependent on us. And I love that. There's a giant park really close by that I'm sure that they could see from the sky. We're gonna go find out and see if they're there. Yeah, that's the story of our ducklings and our ducks. And they're not really ours, they're just some ducks we rescued out of an act of veganism. And this is something I want to talk about tomorrow. What is veganism? Is it a diet? Is it a club? Is it a lifestyle? Is it a cult? You know, is it a religion? Is it a belief system? What is veganism? Tomorrow's topic. So stay tuned. Coconut water. One thing I learned from all of this is that rescuing animals is awesome. I think it's the first animal I've ever rescued. The first 10 animals we've rescued and taken care of. And it was so fulfilling. I really highly recommend. If you see an animal in need, take care of them. If you see a person in need, take care of them. It's just obvious. It's human nature, you know, and it feels great to do, and we don't do it enough. And there's so many animals that are suffering for no good reason. And yeah. One day Anna and I really want to have an animal sanctuary. We want to have a farm, fruit forest, where they can just roam free in a beautiful natural environment. If anybody else wants to be a part of that, let us know. If you think eating raw foods is too time consuming, you wish you could do it, but you don't want to buy all the dehydrators and the equipment and sit and make all these drawn out recipes with a million ingredients that are expensive, watch this. You see that? You see that? So now I'm gonna eat my watermelon, lay in the sun here. Can't see it, but my computer's right there. I'm gonna edit video while I do it all. So there you go, multitasking, and I just made a meal in about 10 seconds. Sorry, but you have zero excuses now. Actually, I'm not sorry, you're welcome. Watermelon belly, oh. We're gonna go climbing. First time climbing in a very long time. I'm excited and a little bit scared to see how weak I am. Oh my god, it's the first time I've been biking for weeks too. I suck. There's some lime trees that we picked from. Lime tree number 1, lime tree number 2. So I just found this in the middle of the road. Sadly.
I'm not gonna watch Britney Bitch and Kid Jamaica.
Campo Base. There are very, very, very few bike lanes in Curitiba, and this is one of them. No shortage of shopping malls in Curitiba, that's for sure. Climbing was awesome. Felt great. It's been way too long. We both did way better than we thought we would. Oh look, another giant shopping mall. Here's a Japanese plaza. Cars have zero respect for bicycles here. Okay, maybe not zero, but yeah, they've got a long way to go. Anna's going to get pampered at the spa.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Infrared sauna thingy?
Bye, boobers. On the home stretch. Oh, we made it. I have a confession to make. I drank sugarcane juice today, a liter of it. I didn't film it. I was gonna keep it from you, but I thought that was really just weird. Thinking about it, it's probably the moral equivalent of a vegan eating honey, you know? Cause like, no, I mean, sort of, you know what I mean? Whatever.